What's going on, guys?
Here we are.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Finally, it worked.
There we go.
Thank God it finally worked.
What's going on?
I'm pretty
All
far
right,
back here, man.
a, a lot. I'm so blessed for you guys to come on. I've been fans of yours for years,
Thank you. Thank you.
since
How
'93.
long? Look at- I don't want to sit up the whole time. How long is this going to go?
Right there. How about that?
Just trying to get.
Yeah, I've been following both your careers since I'm 10.
That's what's up. Thank
Right
you.
on. Well, I'm back here. I know you can barely see me, but best we can do. How you doing?
No, I can see it. I'm doing lovely. Before we get into the meat and the potatoes of everything, I'm gonna ask you most ridiculous question. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Velociraptor.
Um,
Pterodactyl.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot?
You already know where this interview is going to go. Velociraptor.
All right, before we get into
Sasquatch?
before we get into the new record and everything else that you guys are doing, do you have any wisdom for anybody that's just coming up in the industry?
I do. You know what? Never eat yellow snow.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I would say learn how to do it yourself immediately. Do not depend on anyone until you could fully grasp all the responsibilities of running a business. And I say business because people seem to forget that it's called music business. It's not called music friendship. It's not called music hangout. It's music business. So just like any other business owner, if I opened up a delicatessen or something, I'd have to learn how to stock shelves, cut meat, put things away, clean the floor, clean the bathroom, take care of customers. Same thing here, man. Make sure you could do all of this stuff on your own because that's where music has been heading for a few years now.
Yeah, and meanwhile, if you do get managers, you get big enough. I always tell, like my son, make sure on your downtime, I would encourage these kids that are in rock bands to learn graphic design and learn all those things that you're going to learn how to do editing, all that stuff, because then if you do get managers, you can edit your own stuff and you can graphic and make your own album covers
Yes.
and all that.
Yes.
So that's it, because you have a lot of downtime in this business.
Yes.
So you've been both in multiple bands. Have you ever made the mistake and played the wrong chords?
Every night.
Wrong chords, wrong lyrics, wrong venue, scream out the wrong state you're in. All of it. You do all of that stuff. It's never perfect. And I think that's what makes it beautiful. It's not even singing in the right key, whatever. It's like, it makes it all enjoyable and entertaining. I think if it was perfect, it'd be boring after a while.
Yeah, you could ask us any question and say, did this ever happen to you live? And we'll say, well, yeah, here's a story for you, because that's what you're looking for.
What was your first concert? What was your first concert you ever went to?
Mine was Ronnie James Dio and Striper.
Wow.
And I tried to work my way in front of
Nice.
the crowd, and to get to the front.
Yeah.
Barricade. I think I was about 15, and I fainted.
Good way to go.
Yeah.
Mine was Boogie Down Productions. That was KRS-One, the rapper, when
Nice.
he first came up, when he had his whole crew called Boogie Down Productions. That was my first one.
Mine was actually Family Value Store, the first one.
Wow, okay.
That was my second one.
That was your second one? There was not an amount of money in the world that anybody could ask me for those tickets.
I know, right? And I believe me, I understand. It's like when I got to finally see Stone Temple Pilots with Scott Weiland, like that
Yeah.
Having that experience it's priceless.
I actually got to see them with Chili Peppers a couple years ago.
Wow. I actually got to see Chili Peppers with Queens of the Stone Age years ago. That was a good one too.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So with the new CD coming out, any plans on tours or anything to do in?
You know what? To be honest with you, well,
You tell me.
Just to make a quick.
Is there any tours? You tell me.
No, there's not.
No, you tell me. Tell me something. Is there any tours?
I
I'm asking you.
not that I know, not that I know of
Me
yet.
either. I wouldn't be sitting in my house for like a year and a half now. So if you know of a tour, please let us know. Even if I don't like the band, I'll go anyways.
Okay,
To make a quick correction, the album came out,
yeah,
and what we did was, we already knew what we were up against with, knowing that there wasn't going to be any tours for a while. That's why we went so heavy-handed with music videos and comedy sketches. So when you go to our YouTube page, Stillwell Official, there's about 32 videos, brand new videos for the past 7 months that you could check out, because we knew we weren't going to be able to put in that kind of work on stage. It just wasn't available. So we got 8 music videos and about like maybe 16 or 17 sketches and lyric videos and live feeds. We just went nuts that way, because we knew we had to supplement what was missing for what is going to be missing for a while, which is live performance. So we knew we had to do something.
Well, speaking with live performances, is there a song that you hate that you made that everybody loves that you have to play?
All of them.
Either band. I mean,
As far as Stillwell is concerned, I think what makes it, I think the most challenging stuff will probably be coming off the first album. That might be a little challenging, and because we're in a better place, we're in a better pocket as far as Stillwell is concerned. So a lot of those songs on that first album are really sloppy, like they were written sloppy, and you know when you go back to it's like going back to your homework from kindergarten. You're gonna look at it and be like, man, I don't even want to look at this right now and show it to people. But I guess, or we'll try to remix it on stage and do it tighter.
Just do like we do. Like the first Korn album, we play like one song blind.
So
we go to the first album.
That's my favorite song.
Yeah, that's all people want to hear. So you go to the first album, we would do
street metal.
Keep it moving.
No,
because if we do that, we confuse people by
right. Or can't be stopped. Right. Yeah.
And you go to the second one, you can do Raise It Up.
Yeah.
Well, speaking.
We don't have enough material to do. If a live stream gets more convenient, as Q and I were both talking about right before this interview, we'd have to pick and choose a couple of those songs off those albums that are pretty cool songs to me, I think.
Yeah.
Because we would rehearse them and do them better than the album.
Yeah, we would remix them.
We're in a better place now.
Yeah.
So who would you want to work with, like featured wise?
I mean, Rick Rubin would be cool.
Rick Rubin would be amazing. Rick Rubin would be amazing.
We're working with who we really want to work with, tell you the truth. But name dropping, yeah, of course. But Chris Collier, he's done all the Stillwell, and we still work with him because we love it. Because
there's a chemistry there between us and him as a producer. So that's something that we value. There's we have a loyalty, and we just really like the sound that he brings to our band. So he was able to Raise It Up, and he did it with the new album Supernatural Miracle, and so there's a trust there.
And you know what, he mixed Ray's KXM.
He mixed KXM.
Or a couple of those, all of those, right?
Yeah, he did all three. He produced all 3 KXM albums.
Those sound amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like he's a great producer.
So a couple years back, you were on the same tour as Korn. How did that work out?
For 14.
Yeah, it was a while back. Fieldy, obviously, him being in Korn, worked some of the behind the scenes stuff to get us to open up, and you know what? It was surreal because Stillwell was just an idea, and Fieldy stepped up and put wheels on it and said, all right, we're going to drop an album and we're going to go on tour with it, and we're going to open up for this massively big tour, which is Music as a Weapon. So it was Korn, Disturbed, In This Moment, Seven Dust, and the lineup was incredible. And to be a part of something that big and to be in arenas every night, it was insane. And it was, again, it's one of those cherished memories that you can't even put a price tag on. It was amazing.
Hey, I was going on stage with Korn, opening up with Stillwell with him, right? And
Yeah.
I was a nervous wreck to go play with Stillwell. And when Corn came up, I'm like, okay, let's go play. I wasn't nervous at all. But I was
So,
like,
so
I
you,
barely made. I was
so,
a ball of nerves. All
so,
of us were.
Yeah, we were. We were all,
so,
except for Wub. Wub was already in his office, which is the drum.
Yeah.
The drum
Drummers are
kit.
always they're in their office. That's why they always sit in everywhere. They do everything. But I was a wreck.
Yeah.
you still get nervous?
No, not with Corn, but still, if you're open.
No, I'm just saying.
Let's say if Stillwell went out, let's say, hey, Metallica calls us up. Hey, will you open up for us? Yeah, I'm gonna be nervous.
Yeah, we're gonna be nervous.
I open it up for Corn. Corn. I don't care. There's a lot of people out there, man. It's like you get nervous because you're opening up for a big band. If it was like Stillwell and some bands on our level were playing little clubs, no, I wouldn't.
No, it's fine. You have fun with that.
Because everybody's at the same level.
Yeah.
So you're not getting nervous but it was so out of the pocket for us. So we're like, wait, we're in arenas, and then we went to Europe and we were playing festivals with thousands of people.
Yeah.
A little bit more nervous.
You were fine.
Yeah, that was a great year as far as us getting on stage and learning a lot about this thing that we created called Stillwell. It was part of the learning process.
So Stillwell is in Brooklyn, right?
No, well, Stillwell. The reason why I call it Stillwell is because there's an avenue in Brooklyn called Stillwell Avenue, and it was one of those avenues that I crossed every day to go to school or to go to the park and stuff like that. But the bulk of the members actually live in California. I'm the only Brooklyn.
Yeah,
the only Brooklyn guy in the band.
Well, same here. I was born in Flatbush.
Oh, there you go. So you know what's up.
Yeah. So, Jersey boy, but I was born in Flatbush.
Yep.
So what was the worst concert you ever went to?
Ooh. You know what?
I think the worst concert I ever went to was when it was our first night when they opened was Stillwell.
Yeah, our first opening night on that tour was
that's the worst concert ever.
we call that the train wreck session. That was a pretty bad show.
But honestly, I mean, the worst concert I've ever been to is not because of it being, but just watching all kinds of technical difficulties go down is almost every band. I've seen every band where guitars cut out, mics cut out, their worst show ever. Everything you can imagine. When it goes wrong, everything goes wrong. So the crowd thinks it sucks, but it's like, it's not us. It's just
technical difficulties, or sometimes you're just having a bad night and things just don't work in your favor, because when you're doing something live, there is no perfect. It's
Yeah, we mess up every night.
So,
but you know what? Like when we mess up, that's not a bad show for us. It's funny.
Yeah, it's comedy.
We don't care. It sucks when my bass stops working or the guitars go out with no mic.
Yeah.
That's not. Then you start getting stressed out because you got fans waiting. But if we miss a note, it goes by so fast. We go. I'll walk by and go, "You like that?"
Yeah, it was fun. I'm thinking of a time when we were doing a show, and you started off a song by playing a totally different song, and we were all laughing on stage. I actually have the session for that. It's funny, man. It's really funny.
Yep.
So what's the on a positive note, what's like the holy shit moment?
It was this album. It's not. I'm not trying to plug it. Everything. The reason why we called it Supernatural.
Plug away.
We called it Supernatural Miracle because what we were able to pull off was nothing short of a supernatural miracle. The way the time just shifted everybody's schedule to be in the same room, because that's very hard for us. We all live in, Wub is in San Diego, he's here in Orange, and I'm in Brooklyn. And to get all of our schedules to work, to be able to write the songs that we did, to be able to go back and forth to the studio out in San Diego, over here to be writing these songs all over the United States and Europe. Everything just for this album fell into like this amazingly awesome place. And that was like, we were all looking at each other like, I can't believe this is flowing this easy. And it's still, the thing is, it's still moving. The album came out maybe 9 months ago, something like that. I don't remember. And it's still like moving. But that's also because, like I said in the beginning of the thing, if you don't understand that you have to be responsible for everything that you're doing as a musician in the music business, then you're not going to have that kind of flow. You're never going to find that flow. So it's very important. And what's crazy is like, you're talking to this guy here. This is in my opinion, he's a made man. So to watch him, me and him at the table, and we're handling shipping and handling for our merch, and we're wrapping things and putting them in packages and going to UPS and dropping off and writing songs and doing videos and editing. And we have a green screen room and all of this to be able to do all of this with a made man, and Wub is a made man. The whole thing is just, yeah, like you said, it's an oh shit moment. Like, whoa, how is this happening now? This is our third album. It's finally clicked. It's the real click is there, you know? It's amazing.
Do you see that you're gonna, as I lost train of thought, do you see that you're going to do this until your days are done? Like, is this your...
Well, the thing about it is, before, I would say, you know, right? But now that you see that we've embraced recently, probably say in the last year or two, that probably even longer, we're not really musicians, we're entertainers.
Yeah.
So we do it all. So we like to act, we like to make music, we like to create action figures, we like to do merch. So we like it all. So it's like, where would I retire? Because that's too many things that are fun.
Yeah.
Why would I ever retire?
Okay, so
I'm back to when I was a kid making clothes. I make clothes again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you fall in love with different things, so you're not tied to one thing.
Yeah.
If you said, are you going to do music for the rest of your life for a living? I don't know. But yes, I'm going to, because I love making music.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to go slave out there to the road for the rest of my life unless they figure out a better way.
Yeah.
So the money's got to be right, because it's not about me not wanting to tour, but if they can't upgrade the system, it's not worth it, because you can do so much with technology today.
Yeah.
You can make movies in your house.
Yes.
So, and this question is just for Fieldy. Do you think you're going to write another book?
I don't know if it comes up. I'm not going to say no, because I just don't know right now. It doesn't really fit my schedule. But if it were to be another book, it would probably involve a book about a short read about what we've done here. And it would probably be me and him doing a book about
okay.
Just, I would say, 10 tips to, you know,
Running your own
accountability, and you know, and running your own, that whole thing, top 10, you know,
do it yourself, top 10 guide, like
something like that book that would just encourage people to go, here's how you do it, because people don't know how to go to work. I've told people, if you look back in the history of corn, and it's like, so what do you guys? I'm like, basically we're 5 guys that can't hold a job. And that's most musicians. So that's why none of us really like to work.
Right. So it'd be like a motivational style book, like for those people that have the intentions to run their own band or their own comedy show or their own graphic art design thing, you know, just top 10 things to do list.
Yeah.
You know?
Something like that, maybe. You know, but I don't know. As of now, we're right in the middle of a grind of such a rotation of super busy with Stillwell, and when Corn's doing stuff, we're busy with Corn.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing some live stream, or I think it's called live
stream. A live stream, live stream performance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, on that comes out.
Yeah, you have one coming up soon.
April 24th.
Yes.
We had to April 24th. I shall be there.
We were doing all this with Stillwell and rehearsing with Corn, you know, and doing, and it's a lot. It's been the last 3 weeks have been a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Since you've both been in the industry for a very long time, and unfortunately, certain artists have passed away, who hit you the hardest?
For me, it was Chris Cornell, because it was he was a superhero for me, and he's one of those people that there's those people in life that you think are going to live forever, even though you know that that's not possible, but you just don't. With certain people, you just don't see it coming. and he was definitely
Yeah.
that dude. So he was probably the one that I was like, oof, that hurt.
Yeah, for me
Were you able to?
probably was Chester from Lincoln Park, because I talked to him a lot. We were friends, and every time I saw him, he's, you know, to have it together. He was a Christian dude, upright, had like 5,000 kids, you know, a wife, 10,000 chickens, 8 dogs. You know, he's running Lincoln Park, but every time we would talk, he was such a together gentleman type dude. He never thought that, you know, he never really opened up like that with me. We would just talk kids, and we're, how are your kids? How are your kids? And we talk family and all that. So when it happened, it was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's go back to the new album.
Yes.
So, well, we actually went over why you picked the name of it.
Yeah.
But is there songs that you wanted on the album that you just put on the back burner?
There was only one song that didn't make it. It'll probably come out on the next one. I don't even remember what we titled it, but it was just more of there was just an issue with how we structured the song. So we have to go back and just fix some of the structure of it. It was a good song. It's just we didn't want to overdo it as far as where we were at putting the album together. So that song stood back, and we're kind of happy with everything on there, which is very rare these days. But we put a lot of work into this one, but not where you think where we were. Like, for instance, if I go back to Dirtbag, what happened was, aside from me and Fieldy being like more in a childish state, just playing with things and discovering and exploring, we kind of overthunk that album. So that's why it's kind of a strange album. But this album, we didn't really overthink. We just went more with what we felt inside. And that's why I think that's why it worked so well. And we were more in tune with everybody's responsibility. Him going back to bass, me going on guitar, with the drums. Everybody had their position to play, like a baseball team. So it worked out perfectly.
You ever think about doing an Unplugged, an acoustic set?
I'm not that good, man.
I mean, like I said, if they make it,
yeah, right.
If they make it easy right now, it's all new. It was already really hard before, because Korn did Unplugged. That was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life. So
I loved every minute of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because I put blood in that. That was hard.
I loved every minute of that.
Acoustic shows are hard. People think, but
I have 3 copies at my house.
Well, thank you, man.
I have about 3 copies of that.
Thank you. But you know, it's not that. It's like when you get everybody into the flow of making it run more smooth. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're more willing to do it, but it's right now it's not smooth. Everything's a mess, man. You know, like we're doing, even like say for Korn, we're doing the Zoom meetings for the live stream. In the last 2 days, they're a mess. It's a mess, but it's not our fault. Yeah, so it's like everything's so new. It's just kind of like you can almost just laugh it off.
Yeah.
So who's on your playlist right now? Like, who do you listen to?
For me, Mastodon. Always listening to Mastodon. I've been rediscovering The Clash. I just fell in love with them. There's something about that band that I feel like people haven't said enough about that band. And Wu-Tang.
Hell yeah.
He listens to jazz most of the day, man. Most you know, right? All day long, pretty much.
We all have we're on a hamster wheel. We listen to the same thing, eat the same food. We're guys. We're like dogs. Give me a dog, dog food. I'll eat that every day.
Put a dog bowl in your water dish.
I get up in the morning. I listen to the same about an hour of worship music, and then I go and I flip it right over to blues, but like 50s and under blues, and I put that on for a couple hours. Then I go over to classic rock for about 2 hours, and then I go to at 2 o'clock smooth jazz or jazz, depending on my mood. Because jazz is more chaotic, smooth jazz depends. If I want to like nap fast or nap smooth. But Um, and then at 2 o'clock, I listen to SpongeBob.
Nice.
SpongeBob.
I know what time it comes on. You want to see?
I believe you,
It
man.
comes on at 2 o'clock.
Are you ready? Is there any like newer bands that you're trying to get into?
You know what? They're not new, but I kind of dig what Bring Me the Horizon is doing. I really do.
Okay.
I can't say that I'm like a big fan like I am of the Beatles. I can't say that, but I dig what they're doing, and I like Periphery. I also like Periphery. I like them a lot. But
Have
they're not
you
like brand new, like they just came out like yesterday. But those are some like I like what they're doing. I like their sound. I like the sonics of it. You know, Gojira is another one that has been around for a long time, but I feel like they're finally getting that spot, that place where more and more people are starting to pay attention to them, and
okay?
they've always been an excellent band to me. So
For me, I just told you mine. I don't listen to music.
Well,
It's on TV and in my car, but it's the same rotation of just a rotation of music. I don't have like any. I don't put on like he's been around me 14 years. I've been backstage. People ask me the same thing, and my son's right there, and I go. And my son's 14. I go, hey, son, what kind of music do I listen to? He goes, I don't know. When you're taking a nap, like smooth jazz. They know I don't listen. I don't listen to it. I was just talking about you right now.
It's
You know
real.
what? But people don't believe.
don't be shy. Pop in.
I'm in corn. They think, yeah, I do love music because I listen to it from the second I wake up. It's on all day long. I listen to music all day long.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's just background noise for him.
Yeah, but I listen though.
Yeah.
I sit on the couch and I listen to what they're doing.
No, I know that.
That's why I don't go. That's why I choose 50s blues because it's my favorite. The newer stuff is cool, but I don't like it as much as the old school.
Real deal, no computer.
Real deal.
Right,
yeah.
right,
So
right. I get it.
It's certain. I'm picky with my choices because I'm listening. When I don't want to listen, to be honest, that's what I like about jazz because I don't know what they're doing, so I can just close my eyes and just trip out on a bunch of talented, extremely freaking nature musicians, and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing, so I can't even try to correct it.
Right.
So I can really enjoy. That's why I really enjoy jazz because I don't know what they're doing, but I know they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're the best musicians on the planet.
Well, speaking of that, your transition to being alternative to non-metal, and before that was, I believe, funk. I mean, how do you transition yourself?
Oh, you talking Fieldy?
Yeah, I'm talking Philly. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
I take all that and put it in a blender. That's about it because everything I named, like I listened to since I was a kid. So it kind of just comes out into making a direction of, I would say, when my true outlet would be with Stillwell's because I can express myself more with just him. So it's putting Q and I into a blender of his upbringing of his East Coast style of music to my music is completely opposite.
Yeah.
And we mesh it together and you get Stillwell. That's why we sound the way we do is because of what we grew up listening to. And that's what we do is I'll bring it out of him. Now I realize, I know him, why he is the way he is. So I can hear it and I go, that's why I'll be helping him and he'll help me. He's actually helping me lay down bass lines. I'm helping him with guitar.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's both ways, but we collaborate. So you get a band that I don't even know if it's alternative rock or whatever. It just sounds like
it's just us.
It's just I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna play.
I think Roger Waters said that somebody had asked him something about describing. I think it was him describing Pink Floyd, and he said, "It's just me." It was hard for him to categorize what he was, and I thought that was a great answer. It was like,
I think that you said it's just us.
Yeah, it's just us. It's hard to categorize outside of.
But we found us, so
Yeah.
It's like when we play when we play, sometimes we're like, wait, that's too sinister.
Or right, we figure.
So
we
go,
make sure the lines.
that's not us. So now we found that what us can grow.
Right.
So actually, we're always working on music. The newer Stillwell that we're working on is growing to the same us, but it's going to be a next level. It's not too far.
Yes.
But you're always growing, but you don't want to go too far because you lose your fans.
Yes.
and yourself. You lose yourself too.
Yeah, you get lost.
You became,
Or the other thing is, and I'm like kind of glancing at some of the comments just to get into this subject. We're also very careful of not sounding like the stuff that we do. We don't sound like Korn on purpose. We don't sound like POD on purpose. We don't sound like Q Unique or King's Bounty or whatever the hell I'm doing on purpose. It's a conscious decision because it's out of it. He was the first one to say it was out of integrity.
That
It was, you have to have some sort of integrity. You're not going to copy something that you come from and just place it somewhere else. That's just not even cool. So when people say it's not heavy enough, it's not this, of course it's not. If you want that, then go really support Korn. Don't be an ass. Go support Korn. You want heavy, you want dark, that's where Korn comes from. So go make sure that you talking all that crap. I hope you have every single release that they put out, and you going to the concerts and you're watching the videos and you're reposting them, and I hope you're showing that kind of support. Stillwell is not Korn on purpose. There's a reason. Stillwell is Stillwell, and it's pretty simple, man. It's not copycat here. That's
no, no, because everything's always labeled to something as you sound like this, you sound like this. That
a lot of stuff sounds. If we turn on rock radio, unfortunately, a lot of that stuff sounds the same. Doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just my first reaction is a lot of this stuff sounds the same.
Tell you the truth, I think a bot put it together. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Just grab all these bands and put them into this right here and put it out, and we'll call it rock.
Right.
When I listen to that, I'm like, that's not rock. That's not the rock that I know.
No.
It needs a different category, like, you know. So I don't know. I think they're still searching for categories that are gonna fit, because they do have everything in a mold, but some of it's in a blender where it doesn't go. For a while, we were put on a station. I don't want to say what, but I'm like, still will only sound like this, and the rest of the bands all sounded like this. So
it was weird. We really stood out. Not whether it was good or bad. We just didn't belong. It was cool that they played our new song, but when we listened to the playlist, we were like, wow, this feels weird.
But you know what? If somebody's down and say, hey, we want to play Stillwell for a month, and it's on whatever, yeah, of course. Like, it doesn't matter.
No.
But it's you just have those bands where you can realize, now we can realize they put us on some rock station, and I'm like, man, we don't sound like any of this. I'm like, this is weird.
So do you guys play video games? And
I do, but not.
You leave the TV on every night, by the way.
I do.
Or somebody
My
does.
bad. Let me clarify though. I'm not like a gamer. Jonathan Davis is probably a better gamer than I am, but I do enjoy.
My son's a better gamer.
Yeah. Well, all the kids are better, but I do enjoy video games quite often.
Like Miss Pac-Man.
Well, wow. I do enjoy that game. I haven't played it in a while, but that is a good game.
Donkey Kong.
I do enjoy that game too. I haven't played that for a while either.
Dig
Dug is a good one, man. You're naming all those.
What?
You're naming the Beatles and Rolling Stones of video games, man.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or Tekken?
Donkey Kong.
Mortal Kombat.
I never played those.
You know what? Wait. Tekken. I gotta take it back. Tekken. I like the angles. And there's certain characters in Tekken that I really like. Like Forrest Law. Was Forrest Law one of the characters?
I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Forrest Gump?
No.
Okay, since you mentioned Forrest Gump, favorite movie of all time?
Ooh. Snatch.
Snatch?
Yeah, I love that movie. Like, that movie is so full of quotables. And can I say your favorite? I think I know what it is.
I mean, it's one of them. Go ahead, you can.
I'm going to make a prediction here. I think he's going to say Nacho Libre.
That's pretty good.
Right?
That was a good movie.
I watch it like 500 times, I think. My youngest one, he's 14 now. For some reason, he loved that movie when he was like 1, all the way till like 7. So we watched it for 7 years straight.
Wow, 7 years of Nacho Libre.
Wow.
That's insane.
So
I'm really gonna have to say Mallrats for me.
Wow, Mallrats. That's a good one too.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I'm a Jersey boy. Why wouldn't I?
That's right. That's right.
That and Empire Records.
There you go. Well, if we're gonna talk New York movies, then I would have to say Goodfellas.
Oh, that's classic. That's a classic.
I mean, if we're talking
Classic.
I'm gonna jump in with you guys. I'm gonna say Friday.
That's not New York.
Come on,
Friday.
That's a good movie anyway.
Friday's a great movie. I love
Friday
it.
After Next.
I like Friday.
I
The
like
first
both
one.
because I like both characters
What
and Ice Cube.
what about Half Baked?
You know what? Half Baked was cool. I right now, I'm more a fan of Dave Chappelle's his stand-up game now today is just untouchable.
It's amazing.
He's
He's
my
pretty
favorite.
funny, pretty funny guy.
my favorite comedian
And
on the planet.
witty,
Yeah,
clever. He's great.
super intelligent, incredible comedian.
But my favorite movie to date, honestly, is probably SpongeBob the movie. It's
Yes.
so good.
Have you?
I haven't.
Have
seen
you
it,
ever?
so
You watch that movie. Watch that movie. You tell me it's not good.
I have to see it.
It's so
Try,
clever.
okay. Try watching that movie, playing a drinking game every time you see a bubble.
I won't. I won't.
Then come back to me.
I won't make it. I'm a lightweight, man. 10 bubbles, I'll fall asleep.
I was done. I was done.
All right, I got a couple more questions, man. We got to get to another session over here.
Okay, no, I appreciate you guys coming on in general.
Thank you.
So if you could pick your own bill, who do you want on it?
You know what? I'd like it to be us opening up for the Foo Fighters. And I'm also speaking for Wuv. Wuv would have probably have said that because Wuv always puts that in the air as of recently. He's been putting that in the air a lot. So
Well, I hope he's watching.
he's probably on some scaffold right now building an empire in San Diego. He's a carpenter, so he's been, since there hasn't been any touring, he's been putting together half of San Diego.
Yep.
Out of San Diego.
San Diego.
So I'd see Stillwell, Royal Blood, and the Foo Fighters. That'd be great.
It's your turn, sir.
Mine? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same, but I mean, if you want a package deal, but that would be the ultimate one if we were offered one.
Yeah.
But if we were offered one, if you're offered the Foo Fighters, I'm sure you're going to get offered more than. I wouldn't mind taking that one. I wouldn't mind going out with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind going out with Incubus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going out with any of these bands that that
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, it just all those bands that I've known, we've known our whole lives pretty much. Like especially myself touring, but it's like I can go on and on and just have to sit and think about it because we've been off for so long. But it's like there's many, but I would keep it in the same area as what still would be good for, because it's not that. Yes, I like all music. I can't say Metallica. Metallica is one of my favorite bands, but I wouldn't want Stillwell to go with them.
It doesn't fit.
I don't really want like to get.
It's got to make sense.
I don't want to get booed.
Yeah, it's got to make sense.
So it has to make sense, but the names I'm naming it for a reason. But I like all music. We like all styles of all music.
Yeah.
So in your dressing room, what do you always have to have?
What's a dressing room?
It's
tour bus.
It's usually a case of water, Skittles,
Doritos, a little juice, so you can juice your own stuff.
You could juice the
It's
veggies.
almost like the go-to every band that we know, from say Pop Roach to every because we're on tour and we see all their dressing room. They all have the same stuff. Oh, there's your juicing with your Doritos, a loaf of bread so you can make a deli tray.
Yeah.
Because it's always, in case catering's not good, you can always make a sandwich. It's very simple. There's not really, everybody has bare minimum. Yeah. There's just nothing. Maybe barbecue chips too with the Doritos and some plain ones. That's about it. Nothing special. Yeah. Really,
backstage is boring.
It's my kitchen and my pantry has way more than backstage.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, right.
It's not what it's cracked up to be, man. It's people like, I go, you want to see the dressing room? Come on in. They're like, This is it. I go, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody thinks Backstage is going to be like a Motley Crue episode, and it's never going to be that.
It's like 5 guys on their laptops.
Yeah, everybody taking a nap.
Taking a nap or on their laptops.
Or it's empty and nobody's there.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to let you guys go.
Let's do one more question.
Okay. I didn't really have one more question, but I'm being honest.
Let's do a plug then. What do you want us to plug? And
We'll plug our
plug for him.
Do you need us to plug anything of yours?
Concert Junkies, Robin John YouTube.
Concert Junkies. What was the other thing you said?
Robin John YouTube.
Robin John YouTube. What up, everybody? Q here, Stillwell, Fieldy. Shout out to Concert Junkies, Robin John on YouTube.
Rob John, peace. Much love.
Rock out, son.
Stillwell.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having us, man.
Later. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Take it easy.
Later. You too.